got several videos up on YouTube showing how I like to put knives together, but I haven't done one yet where I actually make the blade. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. I use a cutting disc on my grinder to cut the blade out. It's important to keep it cool while you're cutting it so you don't ruin the temper. So I just used a wet rag and continually wiped it down as I was cutting. I changed back to the regular grinding wheel to do some of the final shaping. I didn't realize it until after I was finished cutting the blade out. There was a nick in the top of it. It was from a previous blade that had been cut out of this old saw blade. I'll take care of that a little bit later. Several years ago, my brother was splitting some firewood and he had cut up a red oak stump at some very unusual grain, and he gave me a few pieces of it. I don't have any drill bits hard enough to drill through this steel, so I'll cut a notch through the center of the handle. I made some pins out of a piece of copper wire, and I'll use those pins to keep everything lined up while I'm drilling the holes in the handle.
Daddy, whoa, baby.
I'll rough the knife tang up with a grinder so it'll get a better bond with the epoxy. I also drilled several shallow holes in the knife scales. The holes correspond with the slot that was cut into the knife tang. Once the epoxy cures inside those shallow holes, it'll almost be like having small plastic pins on the inside of your knife handle. I decided to add thumb scallops to each side of the handle. It really improved the feel of the knife. Oh, got a nice edge on it. You don't have to have any expensive equipment to get a really good edge on a knife. It just takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of know-how. It's got the $12 Harbor Freight diamond sharpener and a strop that was made by House of Fire 72. Works pretty well. I don't have too much hair left on my left arm, so we'll try the right. Yeah, it works. Yeah, I'm not real big on the filed spines, but I did that to get rid of that nick that was in the blade here. It was left over from another knife blade that I had cut out of that old saw blade. So I think that was a good way to get rid of that nick. I'm definitely not a fan where they do the file work into the handle, because if you skin any game or anything, you're gonna get blood in there, and it's gonna be nasty. You can't clean it out too well. And I guess the sheath will be the next video. I believe I'm gonna do a neck sheath. I was debating on whether or not to do a cross draw belt sheath or a neck sheath. I think I'm gonna do a neck sheath. So that'll be on the next video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.